Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. Jeremiah 6:16. I was having certain rashes that made life a little bit unbearable. Whenever I put on any dress I felt itchy, but whenever I remove my dress, I find that I was comfortable and at ease. The night while sleeping I saw that the rashes bothered me and I removed my dress and I slept naked to feel the air. I was sleeping and then I felt a very strong shock at my chest. Something hit me very strongly like electric shock. What I realized is as I was going through that pain that was like electric shock, my spirit went out of the body. I saw my body lying there and my spirit standing naked without anything covering. When I saw that I was naked, I tried to reach out to take a dress to cover my nakedness. However, whatever I tried touching I was not able to grab it. I was in the spirit. I didn't realize that I could not touch physical things. I tried as much as I could but I could not touch any dress or cloth to cover my nakedness. I got out of my room, to try to find something to cover my nakedness. Still I could not hold on to anything. I decided to go to the town to find a dress to cover my nakedness. Even if I was not able to touch money I decided to go. When you decide to get somewhere in the spirit world instantly you are there. So before I realized it I was already in the city at the center point, but I saw somebody selling a second-hand clothing. I told him I wanted to get a dress from him, but he could not hear me. I tried to pick a dress but could not pick it. I said, what is happening to me? When I turned around to my surprise I saw many naked people. Everybody was naked like me. I tried to address them but they could not hear me. They could not hear me and nobody was answering me. Later on I saw many people naked in a Broadway heading towards a direction. I said let me follow them. I thought they were going to a place to find clothing to cover their nakedness. I thought we were surely going to find clothes to cover our nakedness. But as we were moving in the Broadway we were joined by many people that were naked. The number of naked people during the Broadway continued to increase, and we went through an untarred road. I noticed that people became so happy. They were jubilating, they were happy. I was suspicious and not happy, for I saw that there was a force driving them. They were moving with a force as if they had something ahead of them to go for. I was so sad because I was naked. However, they were happy even though they were naked. The crowds were jubilating and chanting as they advanced in this Broadway. I saw many people overtaking us in this wide road for they were going in a very speedy form, until we got to a very vast area. It was like an open stadium, a vast area where we all gathered before a platform. In this vast area there were people with black dress covering their face. I saw them in the midst of the people that I was with. One of them brought a pulpit to the platform and it was all black. He then brought a very big black book on that podium or pulpit. Thereafter, I saw an earthly person walking through the multitude. People were shouting, jubilating for the man. When he mounted the platform there was more jubilation, but I was suspicious because I was still naked. All I wanted was something to cover my nakedness. I couldn't understand why everybody else was so happy. This man began to make great promise to the multitude. He promised happiness, peace and joy. Before I could realize, a huge gate just opened and fire came out and invaded the place. A very strong fire came out and devoured all of the people. People tried to run but people could not run as fast as they came in, but I was able to run faster than them and I was able to escape, but they could not escape the fire that engulfed all of them. In fact, I was the only one who was able to run away from this fire. All these crowd of people were trapped in the fire and they were doomed burning the fire. As I ran to escape fire, I met naked people in the Broadway still heading towards the place where fire was burning the multitude. I warned them, don't go there is fire there. But none of them wanted to listen to me. They went forward pushing me aside and they all continued to walk toward the place of the fire. I saw a young man. I pleaded with him, even kneeling before him. I said, please don't go there is fire there. He listened to me initially, but later on he turned around and followed the crowd and he started moving towards the direction of the fire. None of them listened to me. I went to the beginning of the road and saw a man. He had gray hair on his head. I could see that he had been pushed aside by the crowds and he was lying on the ground. I lifted him up, told him, please, I am feeling cold, I am not wearing anything, but you are wearing a dress. Please can you help me to find something to cover myself? The man looked by his side, for there was a small bag by his side. He opened it and brought out a dress. To my surprise, it was my own clothes I used to wear at home to sleep with. I said, "How on earth did you get this dress for me?" He laughed and he gave it to me. I collected it and put it on, so I followed him, and we saw people who were heading towards the fire. I tried to stop them from going into the place of fire, but the old man told me, "Do not worry yourself. They will not listen. I have saw you trying to stop them all the way while you were coming. But you saw that they didn't listen. I, myself, tried, but they did not listen and they pushed me off, so do not waste your time. They will not listen to you." While we were going in the direction of the fire, I said, "Please, where we are going is dangerous," but the old man told me, "We will not go that way, for there is a narrow road around that place. We will take the narrow road." When we took that narrow path, the old man continued to encourage me not to be afraid. I thought the old man may be deceiving me. When we went a little farther, I saw something like in containers boiling. I asked the old man about what it was meant for. He told me, "These things that you are seeing is meant for people to use it on their body. You come and let me show you." We came to a point where we saw many women. I saw few men and few children. They were using this whole bleaching product on their bodies. Their skin was just drooping. They were suffering and they were really shouting for help, for mercy that was not coming. The old man said, "These people are those while living on earth. They were people using so many creams and chemicals to bleach their bodies. This is what have been given them here. They have been given this matter to continue bleaching, and that is why the skin is coming down and they will continue in that state forever." He took me to another point where there was a very thick smoke. The smoke was filled with the scent of pepper. It was as if pepper was being burned there. It was a very thick and dark smoke. All that I could hear was the coughing of people. People were coughing within the smoke. I asked the old man, "What is happening here?" The old man said, "This place is reserved for people who used to smoke cigarettes on earth. That is why that is what you are hearing. That is the place. That is why they are coughing here." In fact, it was a very serious place filled with pepper all over. The people were suffering in that smoke and they were asking for help. He took me to another point and it was similar to the early on point, a very thick dark pepper/smelling smoke. I saw that people were having something like fire in their mouth. They were smoking fire and they were trying to hold it but they couldn't. I asked the old man, "Why are these people going through this?" The old man said, "These are the people who used to smoke marijuana while on earth, weed smokers. That is why they are enjoying whatever they are enjoying here. They will be in that state forever." He took me to another point where I saw a very big string being ejected into people's body. The old man said, "These are those who used to take in their body hard drugs such as cocaine, heroin, and other drugs on this earth. That is why demons are pumping acid into them." What they were pumping into them was acid and they were shouting because the destruction of the acid that was being pumped into them. The old man took me to a place where I saw a very vast basement that looks like a swimming pool. Many people were in it. People were swimming in that boiling pool that was on fire. People were suffering in that pool. I saw one man who called out for help. It was a young man that I met at the Broadway and I asked not to follow the crowd but he refused and followed them. He asked for help, but I told him, "I really do not depend upon myself. I came here as a result of this old man, so I cannot do anything to help you. It's this old man who even brought me here." I asked him why he couldn't listen to what I told him on the way. He said he thought that they were going to enjoy, that is why he refused to listen to me. But the old man told me this is what he wanted, so I should leave because I was feeling the heat over there. Now the old man took me to a new place where there I could feel the fresh air. I was very happy to have come to that place. At this point, the old man asked me, "How did you join the multitude that was on the Broadway?" I then told him that as a matter of fact I didn't join them. I wasn't part of them. When I saw them I thought that they were going to a place to find a cloth or dress to cover their nakedness and I was also naked. That is why I joined them, to also find something to cover my nakedness. Not knowing they were going to a different place. While I was speaking the old man laughed at me and suddenly he changed into Jesus Christ. So I said, "Is that you, my friend Jesus?" why did you allow me to go through all that I went through if it was you? He said, you are not the only one that went through that suffering, I also suffered the same fate as you did. The Lord became quiet and became sad. He told me, the reason why I am sad is nowadays the world thinks that I am old. That is why even on the Broadway people pushed me aside even to the ground. They said, I am an old and archaic. Now they want modern things. They want modern Christianity, so everything today is modern, but I am perceived as an archaic person, an old god, so they have all that neglected me, and that is what has happened today. I was happy. He told me, Richard, let's go home. We went to a certain compound and the place was nice. As we were going, my heavenly garment got on me and I became like Jesus, looking very handsome, beautiful and then glorious. When we got to the gates of heaven, that opened for us, then we entered. I got to see a very beautiful garden that is beyond description, with so many beautiful things, I cannot describe it. I saw those flowers, I was so curious and I wanted to fetch one of the flowers. When I tried touching these flowers, they spoke and said, do not touch. You are not yet ready to touch us. I became shocked. I said, how on earth can the flowers speak? While was saying that, immediately Jesus appeared, and all the flowers bowed. The trees over there started bowing and singing a melodious song to praise Jesus. The song they were singing was like, you are the Lord, you created all things, though you did not create us in your own image, but we praise you because you have used us to decorate your heaven. These are some of the words that were in the song that they were singing. Everything in heaven is a living thing. There is life in everything, even the flowers, the trees and everything. I saw two angels approaching. They came to a particular tree to fetch some fruits. As soon as they got there, the tree just bowed before the angels and the angels plucked the quantity of fruits that they wanted. Then the tree straightened out and stood at its rightful position again. I was in wonder to look at such a thing. When we went further a little, I saw three personalities looking so glorious. In fact, the glorious-looking personalities were in a garden and they were singing also a wonderful song. In fact, the song was so nice that I wanted to learn it, so I asked the Lord Jesus, could I please go to these people and talk to them? He said, yes, you could go. So I went to the first person, asked him to teach me that song. He said, oh, I cannot teach you because you are just a visitor, so until you come here finally you cannot learn it. This song is the song that we see for our Most High God whenever He presents Himself before us. We sing this song to praise Him, so it's not meant for visitor. So I proceeded and asking the name of this first person, and he said his name is John Wesley, the founder of the Methodist Church. I was surprised to meet him. I asked him, are you the one whose church is everywhere on the earth? He said, yes, it was through me that the Lord did this great work, establishing the Methodist Church on all the planet Earth, but I am not happy at all. I asked him why. He said, the Lord has given me a big city where all members of my church who listen to the teaching that the Lord gave me and will be accommodated. He has reserved this city. The believers who walk in that faith serve the Lord faithfully. They are supposed to come to this city where I am ruling. But unfortunately no Baptist is coming here when they die, except those that died in the old days. They came and they are with me over in this city. However, Baptist dying these days, even though they are members of my church, they do not come here. They are going to hell. Please try as much as possible to warn them to serve the Lord faithfully so that when they die they will be able to come here. I said, unfortunately I am not part of your church. How can I go and do that? He said, when you go and warn them, I know some of them will listen, and when they die they can join me here. The next saint that I went to talk to was a woman. I asked her to show me the song. She also said, I cannot teach you because it was not meant for you. When I asked her name, the Lord Jesus appeared and waved the hand, and a big screen appeared, and on the screen was a big t-shirt of Philippa on earth. On that t-shirt of Sister Philippa there was a photograph of an old lady, and under that photograph it was written Sweet 16. The Lord said the woman on the t-shirt is the before you. I said, but the woman is an old lady on Philippa's t-shirt. The lady told me I am the one on the photo. I am Auntie Grace, Sweet 16 of Edumfer. I said, oh, so you are the one. But you were old. How could it be that you are looking so glorious and so young? The woman told me, it is the doing of the Lord. I cannot lie to you, I am Auntie Grace, I am sweet 16, though it has not been long since I got in this kingdom of light. The people of my city are failing to make it to this everlasting kingdom, so when you go back to earth you must help people in my city of Edamfa to serve God in righteousness and holiness so that they will be able to join me in this glorious kingdom. Holiness is the only way that they will be able to join me at that place. You should spread the message. She added that I should try and do that because it's difficult for today Christians to serve Christ in holiness and in righteousness to make it to heaven. The third person I went to ask to teach me the song said, he could not teach me because it is not meant for people like me, so I then proceeded to ask of his name. He told me, my name is McCone, the founder of the Church of Pentecost. I said, really, you are the founder of the Church of Pentecost? But in your picture that I see everywhere you are very old. How come you are looking so young? In fact, the man was looking very young and glorious, so I was wondering. He told me, yes, here there is no old person. When you come here with your oldness, with your deformity, the Lord changes you. You become a brand new person. The man told me was that he's also not really fully happy because he has a vast place and many mansions over in the city that he is ruling. And people from the Church of Pentecost who died in past times were coming and landing to his city, but nowadays he says they are not coming. I said, why are they not coming? He said, yes, they are dying but they are not coming. Then he told me, your pastor is my grandson. I asked, do you know my pastor? He said, yes, I know him. Your pastor is pursuing the very part of which the Lord also took me through. Tell him and his church members that they should continue on the path they've taken. If they are able to do that, they will come to where I am. They will come and enjoy themselves. They should serve the Lord the way the Lord has asked them. They should do it as I did it and the Lord brought me here. When they do that, they will also come here. So tell your pastor and the church members. Again, he added that tell your pastor that he is my hope, that he will work hard and bring many souls to this kingdom. So I have my trust, my hope in him, that he will not turn from the right path. Go and tell your pastor to do that. He and the church that he was founded, or the church that he is leading, that is Heaven Seekers Ministry, they should walk on the path of righteousness and holiness, that will take them to where I am. He told me that the path that the Lord made for him when was here, and that same path that he left for the church before going, but those who came later on have made their own path. They have taken their own way instead of walking on the path that God gave me and the church. They have taken their own path and it is leading to somewhere else. It was now time for them to take me around their cities, so John Wesley was to take me around. In fact, he took me to a very nice city and he showed me so many places. I walked on a very nice golden street. I was happy, but he did not express happiness, perhaps because they have walked here for several times. They have enjoyed themselves like I am enjoying myself already. When we got to John Wesley's city where he is the head, I saw some people with him, but I could see that he is the head because the others that were there looked like they were a bit younger than him, and he was a bit grown up than them, but he was not old, but a bit mature. He told me all these mansions sitting here are waiting for the people. Go and tell the people to try to come here. Try to spread the good news so that people will come and serve the Lord faithfully and come to where the Lord has assigned to them this city. I told him I am not going back, I am staying here. Then he started shaking his head and said, please do what I'm asking of you. The next person to take me to her mansion was Auntie Grace. She also took me to a very nice city and I saw few people there, and she told me, only few people are here with me. So please, since I came I have not been seeing Christian coming here. Go and tell them that they should live a holy and righteous life so that they will be able to make up to heaven and join me here, so that we will enjoy together. Go and tell them for me when you get back to the earth. You know that I cannot go back to the earth because I have finished my work there. The last person to take me was McCone. He took me around his city. He also had a very vast area. He had some people in this city, though he was not satisfied. The people are not coming like they used to come in the time past, so I should try and come tell them to live holy life. He also talked about holiness and righteous living so that when they die they will be able to make it to them. All the mansions remaining, they are not occupied. Then he took me to my own mansion, showed me my mansion that was within his city. That was why he said I was his great-grandson. My mansion was decorated with my favorite colors, red and white. Very nice. I entered and started enjoying myself, looking up and down and then touring my mansion.